Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the recovery mission from this dude over here, Emerson. And so yeah, basically he wants me to go into a empty settlement and pick up some surveillance data from a crate. Now, bearing in mind, these empty settlements are not always empty. They sometimes have scavengers. So of course we'll just go in there preparing for the worst.
Falcon to Lacey, bridging the stars for half a millennium.
So as you see, I just accepted that without any barter. I don't actually think that I have a good enough rank to do any kind of bartering at the moment. Anyway, so yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to check my consumables to make sure I've got enough gear. It looks like I'm good. I might need another frag grenade, but I think I'll leave it. My my hit ratio with frag grenades and grenades in general is pretty poor, so I don't tend to use them very much. Now what you're going to see here is I'll snip this clip, mostly because to get around the long load time for the Galaxy map, FDev did this thing where the surface textures don't generate straight away. And what this does is it increases... I don't actually think it decreases the load time. I think it's...
Thank you for choosing Apex instead.
It just makes it just makes you not hang in the loading screen for a long time, and I think that for many people is enough of a placebo that everything's working fine. So there is a bug there where you can get stuck in standing in place, where if you try and quit out using escape or right clicking on things like this, you end up sort of frozen in space. So yeah, just basically book your taxi and let that screen just disappear on its own, and you'll be fine. So yeah, I'm going to cut out the flight time. In this case, it wasn't a flight which was going to take 15 minutes. I think it was only about 5 minutes or so. It was not a long journey, even though I'm going Hopkins to the middle. I think the solar system is orientated such that this planet is actually closer to the first star than any of the others. Okay, so we have a base. It doesn't look like there's anybody here, so I'm just going to go ahead and disembark. And of course we have a unsafe temperatures warning and not much visibility. You can see here some of the volumetric effects, dust blowing around, etc., probably from these spacecraft. Now I'm going to try and figure out where I'm supposed to go. So yeah, so I'm supposed to locate container 3 in the settlement, and in order to do that I will need... well, I can just run around and look at it, or the fastest way is to go to a terminal. Now, of course, this base is not powered, so I need to basically find a terminal and power it. So the nearest one I can see is here. I believe this is the command building. This base is one of the ones I'm less familiar with, the layout. To be honest, I think the one base I've hit so many times is the military base. So I'm kind of very familiar with how to get around. So you can see I'm a little bit lost trying to find where perhaps the entrance would be, but I quickly sort myself out, figure out this is the command building as it is, and so the way I will approach this is to cut this panel, and I'm not going to overcharge the door. I'm going to charge the panel, which is an alternative. I'm not sure whether it uses more or less power. I've not really bothered to look, but that's one way of powering a door. Of course, if the door is already powered, you have to overcharge it to open it if you want to force your way in, or you've got to clone the credentials. But because I've got level 3 credentials here, it will open anyway. Same thing goes for this computer. I can just charge this, and we're in. Now you'll see a cut here, and this cut is because I actually thought I was looking for a security container or a tech locker container. So there's me writing the numbers down so I can go and get stuff. But obviously these don't actually have security. But yeah, so finally I figure out that actually no, I'm after container free, and I get the number there. Yeah, so I will go over there right now and pick up my loot. Well, it's not so much loot, it's my mission objective, and obviously I can't get out of that door without charging it. I'm just going to conserve my suit power for a little bit. I'm not totally sure why I got my rifle out at this point. But yeah, so the setup I normally have gone with, or at least found success with, is the laser SMG to chew away shields pretty quickly, and then I finish off with pistols. So this is why, in a way, I'm trying to upgrade my pistols so it takes less time. I could do a few shots and kill people pretty quickly, at least in this version of the alpha. All right, so we find our target box around this corner. Nice little bit of condensation and spit on my visor, as you can see, which evaporates. And a little nice touch there I really like is you can see my breath actually on the visor. All right, so at this point, our mission is done. We can call the taxi and leave. However, what I'm going to do is something a little bit extra, which is I want the data from this industrial plant, since industrial plants do give manufacturing instructions. I say do give, of course there is a random element to it, so you don't always get the drops. So what I'm going to do is I have a stolen regulator from a previous mission. Basically, I did a mission where I could not, because of a bug, I couldn't put out all fires in a facility. So I just I took the regulator back and just kept it. Now, what I'm going to show you though is if we power up the base, we can get the data panels to work. Now, you have to be a bit careful, because if you power up the base, at least in this current version, and then you take the regulator back again, all the base alarms go off. And when the base alarms go off, it spawns local faction security, and killing them is considered murder. So you'll see that's what happens a little bit later. So yeah, I'm going to download some data from here. I'll just do a quick jump cut, well, fade cut. And that's the data downloaded, and we will get on our way. So from here, I already have selected, I believe, a little bit of an interesting lighting bug here. Initially I thought that this was a sign of sunrise, but evidently not. That's an interesting one. I should forward that to Frontier. So what we'll do is we'll go through here, and I will find a terminal, and in this terminal I'm going to tag the industrial data ports. Now this facility has 2 industrial production buildings, and there's a total of 3 data ports. So I'm just going to select the first one, which actually happened to not be in this building, but that's fine. What you'll do is you'll see me just kind of running around the base a little bit disorientating, sure, but I'm actually not going to go after anything else in this base, mostly because I'm lazy, but you can go after all of the lockers, although to differing degrees of success, because some of these empty bases are in like a pre-raided state. So you'll notice the tech locker in the command center has nothing in it, or at least it's not locked, which often means there isn't anything in it. As you can see, I'm getting a bit lost here, but then I figure out that, well, the door is probably down here, and no, I am still apparently lost. So I'm just going to remember to check out this place. Okay, so yeah, so up here we have our first data point, and chemical formula. I almost decided not to download them when I actually saw this. There's sometimes a data port on this pillar here, but in this case that's not true. I was hoping I would be able to reach the terminal there, so I could lock the other two. So I could lock the other two data panels, and off we go. So as you can see, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to lock the other facility. So it's not that one. It's not that one. It's yeah. I must admit I'm still getting used to the interface, but it's not this building. It's the next one, and you can see that I've got something locked because of a little triangle in the corner, which is a good thing to note. And as you can see, it changes when I lock the other one. Anyway, so from here, right, also interacting with these machines, I'm not actually sure what it does, other than shuts down production, or whether you get some item from it. So that's for another day. I do know, however, that security will turn up. Security will turn up, and it's normally high time to leave when that happens. So yeah, here we go. I'm just going to run around and find our data pads, and we've got one in the corner here and one here. So bingo, we have manufacturing instructions. I'm not going to actually download anything else, I don't think. Maybe I do. No, because I'm excited. I want the manufacturing instructions essentially. And then while that's downloading, I'm going to go and lock the other one so I can find it. It's me getting lost in the menus again. Okay, so that's already finished, and the other panel is just snuck away back down here. Okay, nothing particularly interesting there, so I'm just going to leave. Now, ultimately, if you were doing this in the live game, there's no danger. You would just download everything. Oh, evidently I forgot, but I did. So there's no need to do a cut here. It's only 12 seconds. So while I do this, I'm going to do something which is a little bit silly, because it will get me into trouble. So I know that booking a taxi will take about 30 seconds to actually arrive at instance. And I'm just going to snatch a few things on the way out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight back to the power plant, just quickly getting my bearings again. As you'll notice, the skimmers and the guns are online. So I'll go back to the power building, and we'll go back inside. Now, the moment that I turn off the reactor, the alarms will go. And at that point, I don't know exactly when, but at this point, we now have boots on the ground. So I'm going to get attacked, which was pretty funny. I was sort of expecting to get attacked, but not in kind of in a way, if you can believe that. Right now, the shuttle is basically landed, and I've got a minute to wait, or 30 seconds to wait. So at some point, I noticed that the door opened, and I know it's not me. There's a guy walking in. Now, I'm actually not sure if that person would have attacked me. This person might not have attacked me, but you know, I just went ahead and just attacked him anyway. So you know, it's alpha. It happens alpha stays in alpha. So it just made for like a little bit of an intense period of defending myself. Oh, I think they actually killed themselves there. Okay, I actually wondered where that person went on the way out, because you'll see me sprint out, and of course I get it wrong. This door won't open. The other door won't open. The other door is the one I actually overcharged. In fact, none of them will open, so you have to charge it from the inside here. You're not stuck. So we transferred power there. We open up. This person, yes, the person did kill themselves. They basically threw a grenade, and it bounced off the door, and they died. At this point, I'm more like, let's run and get out of here. And I'm actually hoping that the taxi is not going to leave me behind. Spoilers, it didn't leave me behind. It waited. So I'm not actually sure whether that was 2 minutes or less. In game, I will tell you it felt a bit longer than 2 minutes because of the pressure from the other guards. As a bullet whistles past my head there, and then we're safe, and we don't really get attacked from any guns on the ground or skimmers. So that would appear to be good. Thanks, buddy. So yep, a quick cut here, going back into Hopkins to get paid, and I think at the end I actually hand myself in, although I don't think I recorded it, just to clear up my bounties. I think for the time being, I will likely only play the alpha lightly. I've seen a lot of stuff which I quite like, and I don't want to burn myself out as such. Although, you know, if there's something interesting, maybe I'll go and check out what those industrial equipment drops, if anything, and then I'll tell you guys about that. Yeah, so this is basically the normal pushback. We go back into Hopkins, minus our flight time, of course. And one difference, which I have seen between Hopkins, as an example, and the federal penitentiary, is that litter. Oh, to be honest, I say that, and that looked pretty messy. There's quite a lot of litter on that landing pad. So the cleanup crew needs to come in and tidy up. Yeah, so we just find our mission provider, which is this dude. And we just say, give me the credits. And that's good. So I got my promotion there. And at the end, I can go and get my pistol upgrade, because I actually have enough equipment now. For people saying how long it will take to get all the upgrades, you should all bear in mind that this is alpha. Things will change, balance will change. And secondly, I haven't been playing this ridiculously hard. I've basically played probably a few hours a day, like 1 or 2 to 3 hours a day maybe, in short sections, because I'm not a professional streamer, I'm not a professional YouTuber. I just do this part-time outside of my normal day job hours. And so yeah, and you should notice that I've done all of this combat using base gear, using a suit which is a utility scavenging suit. It's not a combat suit. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks a lot, everybody.